another commentary channel. Today, we're going to look at more weird deaths through history. Starting off very strong, Martin of Aragon. In the year 1410, Martin of Aragon, first of all, he said, I'm going to eat an entire goose. And so that's what he did. It's unclear if he ate the feathers, but he was suffering from indigestion, as you would if you had eaten an entire goose. Who eats a whole goose? Here's the real kicker, though. Imagine a goose and a comedian leading to your death. That is literally what happened to this guy. His favorite jester entered the room to put him into a good humor, and he told him this joke. Get ready for this. Out of the next vineyard, where I saw a young deer hanging by his tail from a tree, as if someone had so punished him for stealing figs. This is a direct quote. This is what the guy said to Martin of Aragon. And this joke, whatever that was, it caused him to laugh hysterically. So clearly, the world honestly didn't really need Martin of Aragon if that was the bar for his sense of humor. But this caused him to die of laughter. That is some embarrassing shit, I gotta say. I guess the moral of that story is don't eat an entire goose, and that's not even a joke. It's just a weird sentence that doesn't make any sense. A deer hanging from his tail? What? Enough shit talking Martin of Aragon. So the next genius we have on this list is John of Bohemia. Now, John of Bohemia had been blind, totally blind, for about 1 decade. So what did John of Bohemia do? Wow. He went to battle with his soldiers. This was a nobleman or a king, and he was riding a horse, already a terrible idea, and he says, guys, come here, get closer. I'm John of Bohemia. I have all the best ideas. Can't even see anymore. So his soldiers did what he suggested. They tied their horses' reins to his horse's reins, and then they slapped those mules, dude, and they went flying into battle. And guess what happened? You're never gonna guess what happened to John of Bohemia. He got killed! They slaughtered him in the battle. That's what it says. He didn't even just get killed. He got slaughtered. That's dark. But I gotta say, not as dark as John of Bohemia's lack of vision and lack of intelligence. John, what were you thinking? What were you thinking? I can't wrap my head around that one. I can't sympathize with that. I'm sorry. I'm sure you probably already know about this one, but in the year 1518, there was something called the Dancing Plague. Now, this took place in Strasbourg in the Holy Roman Empire. This wasn't just one person dying. This was a ton of people dying because they were all dancing, and they just kept dancing, and if they don't dance, they ain't no friends of mine. I think that's what they were thinking. They're just like, I gotta be friends, right? So they kept dancing, and would you guess, they died. They all died because they were dancing. I'm sure some of them lived. Nobody really knows why this happened, but I've read about this one before, and it looks like it was because of contaminated rye. Now, rye, when it has mold growing on it, is sort of the basis for making LSD. So these people were just tripping. They were tripping, and they just couldn't stop dancing. And I bet you someone was handing out bread, like, here you go, guys. Maybe you need some energy, right? Get these guys some energy. They got to get their calories up if they're dancing like that. But that was probably why they kept dancing, because they ate the bread and the rye had a poison that grows on rye. It's called ergot, and they just danced themselves to death. That's the point. They were on acid and they died of dancing. Tragic. If you go through life with a 1.5 meter long beard, don't be surprised if the beard is the reason you die. This guy in the year 1567, Hans Steininger, he refused to cut his beard. He said no. He banned barbers. He said, get out of my house. Get that shit away from me. Take those scissors elsewhere. I'm going to keep growing my beard until it results in my fatality. I want to die because of my beard, is what Hans said. And guess what? He tripped over his own beard. He usually had it bundled up in a sack or whatever. I mean, that is just a terrible life story. I gotta say, dude, I cared about this beard so much, and it provided me so little. What did that provide you, Hans? What was it that you sought from having your beard so long? All right? I'm a guy that likes a beard, okay? But to have 4.5 foot long beard, that seems like it would cause trouble. I mean, in an era where you ride horses and stuff, it's obvious that, Hans, what are you doing? Get real, Hans. All right, the next unfortunate soul on our list Francois Vatel. In the year 1671, Francois, he committed suicide. And that's not a weird death. That's sad. It's not funny. But the reason that he did it is just unfathomable. It's just ridiculous. I'm surprised that this guy's name isn't Francois Kardashian, because the petty, materialist nature that resulted in his suicide is unbelievable. This is the weirdest one, I would say, that's on this list. Francois was waiting at a banquet in France, and he was getting a little impatient. He says, "Where's the seafood? Where's the seafood? Where is it? I cannot believe this. I cannot believe you killed yourself, Francois." What did he do? Because the seafood didn't show up, he took a sword. This guy committed seppuku because the seafood was late. There was supposed to be a delivery, and it was late. And then guess what, dude? The person that found his dead body was trying to find him to say that the food was there. Absolutely unbelievable. Francois, buddy, why? All right, this one is pretty Looney Tunes, actually. In March of 1809, John Cummings saw a circus performer swallow a sword, and I guess he didn't really know that there's a sheath in the circus performer's throat to begin with, so it's an illusion, right? This guy, this lunatic, this outright diabolical, insane person, this deluded monster, John Cummings, he said, "I'm gonna replicate that, but I'm gonna do knives instead." So this guy, he starts off his journey swallowing 4 knives. And obviously this habit led to his death. Here's the thing though, John Cummings got away with this shit for years. First he swallowed 4 knives, and he didn't even get them out of his throat. They came out naturally, you could say. And he survived the first one, okay? And he said, "Now that I've defied death, I want to do it again." So John Cummings tripled down. And the next time he did this, he swallowed 14 knives. Listen to the words that I'm saying. John Cummings swallowed 14 knives. Why? Really? I don't know if they say this is in private, or if he's just doing this because he likes it, or if there's a crowd. I don't know. Does it matter? No. So, insanely enough, he survived that. He survived the second attempt on his own life by himself. And then he wanted to double down again. And so he said, "Let's swallow 20 knives. This isn't insane enough. It's not insane enough, John." And this is like kind of dark, actually. He swallowed like a knife case with these 20 knives, and the case came out, but none of the knives came out. 0 of the knives came out. And would you believe it? This guy lived for 4 years after he swallowed these knives. He lived for 4 years with 20 knives inside of him. 20 knives. I don't think I can live a day with 1 knife inside of me. Whoever this guy was needs to be studied for really his brain, because this is insane. What a terrible, insane idea. John Cummings died 4 years later after swallowing 20 knives. Probably the world record for life after swallowing knives. So I guess you have that feather to put in your cap, John. Listen, that's gonna do it for this installment of Unusual Deaths. If you want to see more unusual deaths, let me know in the comments section below. Of course, subscribe to the channel and like this, because that's what I'm supposed to do right now. I'm supposed to plug my own channel. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Listen, though. I like making the videos. I like it. You tell me what you want me to talk about. Next time, tell me. Come into the comment section and literally be the first person besides my wife to leave a comment. Please. Go tell me anything. Tell me I suck. Anything. Just say anything. Thank you.